Hello everyone and welcome to another tutorial. In this video we're going to talk about error handling in JavaScript in both synchronous and asynchronous code. So let's begin. Before we start coding, I want to show you that my blog post about error handling in JavaScript is ready on Hashnode, and you can see the link to this blog post down in the description box. So make sure to check it out and to have some reference for you in the future. And also on GitHub, on my GitHub repository, you can see the entire code that we are going to write together in this tutorial, and I have some branches in here so you have reference for you. So let's start discussing error handling in JavaScript. So in order to understand what is error handling, we need to understand what is an error and what we mean by handling an error. So the first thing is error. An error in JavaScript is anything that causes our application to crash and causes our application to stop executing. In JavaScript, we have multiple types of error. We don't have a single type of error. For example, we have this error. This is very generic keyword. And we also have, for example, syntax error. We have reference error. We have different types of error. And all these errors are basically constructor methods, and we can instantiate them by writing new error and pass it some generic message, generic error. So that's how we create an error in JavaScript. And let's see what happens if we run node and execute the file. Nothing happened. The reason is because in JavaScript, in order to throw an error, we need to add the throw keyword. Because just instantiating an error constructor doesn't do anything in JavaScript, doesn't cause our application to crash or anything like that. In order to cause our application to crash, we need to write the throw keyword. And to prove my point, I can write console log, continue executing. And if we run the file again, you can see that the file was crashed, or the program was crashed. And this line is never ran inside the application. We only have this error. It's called generic error at anonymous. Anonymous means that the error happened inside the global execution context in JavaScript. So let's see how to handle this error. What we mean by error handling is that we prevent the error from crashing our application, because that's a terrible experience for our users. So we need always to handle errors in JavaScript. In order to handle an error, we write try catch block. So the try catch block has two blocks. The first one is try. Inside the try, we can write any logic we want. For example, I can write here console log hello world, and after that I can throw an error. After throwing the error, I can catch it, and basically the catch block is when we have the error handling process. We can log the error and write something bad happened, and then we console log the error. So let's see now what happens. Node. Okay, you see the first line is hello world, and then the error was thrown. This is the error, and after that we have continue executing. So basically, the application continued running even if the error was thrown inside our application. And that's what we mean by error handling. We prevent our application from crashing and preventing any bad experience for our users. But the point is that we throw an error here in synchronous code. Now let's try to throw an error in asynchronous code and see what happens. So I want to copy this and go to set interval and define some callback and throw an error. we need to pass an interval of 1 second. So basically what we say is every 1 second we need to throw an error, but let's see what happens now. Oh, okay, I need to remove this line to prevent any unexpected behaviors. And you can see that as soon as this line run, so we throw the error and the application crashed. So basically that's what expected, right? Now, if we want to handle this error, we said that we need to define the try catch block. And inside the catch, I can log the error. So now I expect the behavior that every 1 second, the error will be thrown and will be caught by this catch, and we can console log it, okay? So every 1 second, we will console log the error. So let's see if that behavior is what's happening actually. Oops, unexpected, right? The reason why the application was crashed instead of console logging the error every 1 second is because we didn't catch the error actually, because the throw error was thrown inside asynchronous code. So in order for us to catch this error, we need to remove the catch from here. And add the try catch block inside in here. And now we can catch the error. Okay, so basically we have this code. This code will run every 1 second. And as soon as it runs, it will throw an error. And as soon as that error will be thrown, the catch block here will catch the error and handle the error correctly by console logging it every 1 second. So let's see together if that is what's happening in reality. You can see the error is being caught and being handled and in being logged every 1 second. So it's working fine. So let's try now if we have another type of asynchronous code. For example, if we have promises. For promises, the easiest way to write a promise is write promise.resolve and let's imagine that we are creating a user inside a database, and after that I can get that promise by calling the then keyword, and inside it I can pass some callback, and inside this callback I can receive it in the response. I can console log the response, and after that I can return the response. When we return the response or the promise, we actually return it to another then block which also accepts some response parameter, and here I can console log the response. Okay, so that's promises. Now let's see what happens if we throw an error, for example here. Throw new error and pass it some message, for example, failed to save the user or to create the user in the database. So let's see what happens. If we run the code again, okay, it runs, and as soon as the JavaScript sees that we throw an error, the application will crash completely. And now we need to find a way to catch this error. In order to catch such errors, we define another block here. It's called the catch block. So in synchronous code, we write try catch block, but in promises, we write .catch. So this catch block actually can receive the error And we can write some error handling logic. For example, we can write console log error. Now, if we decided to execute the file again, node, you can see that the error was thrown, yes, but it was code. And in order to prove my point, I can write some continue executing here and run it again. You can see that yes, the continue executing run, and also the error also was caught and handled correctly because we got this console.log. Now let's see what happens if we decided to move this catch block to the top. So basically we have the catch function, and then we have the then. Inside here I want to write something else, for example, handled correctly. And now we execute the file again. You can see that the error occurred, the error was thrown, but it was not handled correctly because I cannot see handled correctly in the terminal. So basically it means that when we throw an error, we need to catch it later. We can't catch it first or earlier. So first we define the then, and at the end we define the catch block in order to catch the block correctly, like this. Okay, handled correctly, and it logs the error. So that's it for error handling in promises, but let's see another type of asynchronous errors, which is the async await syntax. Let's suppose that we have this asynchronous function name, and we define here await promise dot reject, and we can pass some string. For example, promise was rejected. So you can see now if I run this file, sorry, I didn't execute the function. So when we execute the file, we see the unhandled promise rejection error. So we need to find some way to handle this rejection. In order to handle rejection, in order to handle errors inside async await syntax, we define a try catch block, just like in synchronous code, right? And here we can write console log error, and we can pass another string, for example, handled correctly, and we can console log continue executing, and also here we can add the await syntax. So let's see now. Syntax error. Okay, basically that means in Node.js we can't write await in the global execution context. So let's try that inside our browser instead of Node.js. Go to the console. Let's try now. Okay, handled correctly. Okay, so the promise was handled correctly. We can see that the catch block was run, and we handled the promise correctly. And after that, this log was executed, and the application continues on running. So that means that the error was handled, and also the app was not crashed. And that's what our users expect from our applications. And that's it all about JavaScript error handling. We learned how to handle errors in synchronous code. We simply write the try catch block, and in asynchronous code, if we have the async await syntax, we write the try catch block, and if we have promises, we write the dot catch method, and if we have some web API function like set interval or set timeout or whatever, we define the try catch block like in synchronous code, but it has to go inside the callback, not outside of it. So that's it all. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, I really expect that you will like my other video tutorial on how to handle errors in Node.js and TypeScript like a pro. So make sure to check out that video and also read my blog post attached to this video down in the description box. Write me some comments, tell me some feedback, and tell me what you'd like to see for future tutorials. And see you very soon.